Okay, now we're getting into living in the now. Living in now, what's that mean? That's presence. Now let's talk about presence. When we live in our humanity, we have clock time. What's clock time? Clock time is horizontal. What's that mean? We have past, present, and future. Well, we talked all through HEA, and now we're in L. What's that mean? Man, we have our past, our mind wires, we're not our mind. It already pre-programs us, and we go through a whole life of past, present, future. Our mind is like that, I'm just reminding you, it's like that filing cabinet in your garage, and okay, this happened, pull up the file, here's how I'm supposed to act, here's how I'm supposed to act. But what happens is, all that is repeating patterns. Why do we see the same patterns in different situations? Because clock time is past, present, and future. So we have all our emotions from the past clouding our mind. We're in the present. We think that a tiger never changes his stripes, right? So we think this is who we are. We've identified with it. We store the emotion in our body. They keep coming up. And then in the future, we're anticipating future events. So we have the pain from the past in our present. We have anxiety about what's going to create in our future. So now we have anxiety from the future, pain from our past. Oh my God, does that sound like chaotic noise? Welcome to humanity and identifying with the mind. Right? So we want to know what's known, so we identify with the past. We don't like uncertainty, because how many people like surprises? Do you guys like surprises? Raise your hand if you like a surprise. Yeah, you like surprises that you want. You don't like surprises that you don't want. So most people have a fear of uncertainty, what's unexpected, because our mind wants to know what's certain, wants safety, wants protection. You guys get it. Okay, Fred, stop repeating yourself. Got it, but here's the thing. You need to learn this so I can see my mind as a tool. Learn it and experience it. Now, in the spirit world, we know in the physical world, there's clock time. In the spirit world, time is vertical. What? What are you talking about? Time is vertical. Time in the spirit world, there's no clock time, right? A breath. I don't know, that could be 100 years in the spirit world. How the heck do I know? I'm in the human world. I forgot about that already, but we're trying to bring that back, right? So it's like a lifetime could be a breath in a spirit world. There isn't time, because time is only right now. So imagine like this plane, kind of like an opaque plane, right where I'm standing. This plane is this moment now. A second ago is already gone. It's not forgotten, but it's gone. It has passed. So our past, P-A-S-T, has passed, P-A-S-S-E-D. Our past has passed. A second or a nanosecond from now doesn't exist. So in this moment right now, it doesn't matter what's going on within your life. It doesn't matter what's going on outside your life. In this moment now, I have a powerful question. Do you have a problem right now? Do you have a problem right now this second? Because you're watching this video. So unless you're in the middle of your house burning down or something, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. I doubt you have a problem. In fact, the majority of times in your life, if you said, ask yourself this question, do I have a problem right now? What would the answer be the majority of the time? No, because a lot of the problems are things we're dwelling on in our past or things in our future we're anxious about. Do I have a problem? So I'd say, well, I don't believe that. I have a problem because in 2 weeks, what? Wait, what? In how long? Shoot, man, an hour from now the world could be different. Do you live with that level of possibility of creation in your life? Because you are a life force. So what we learn is in vertical time, it's presence. So when I'm present now, do I have a problem? No. Can I experience love, peace, and joy in my divinity? What's that answer? Yes. So now what we learn is time really is an emotion. Time is an emotion. What are you talking about? Time is emotion. What do you mean what I'm talking about? Well, let's do this. Have you ever been in a totally intolerant situation? Man, I'm stuck in rush hour traffic and I am late. I need to get there. Which lane's moving faster? Boom, boom, boom. You know, we're doing all that stuff. And a second seems like an eternity. When you're in an intolerant situation, a second is like an eternity. When you're doing something totally fun. Remember, if you're married now, Remember when you were talking to your wife or husband on the phone? Oh, I'm so in love. We talked for we talked for an hour and a half, and it seemed like 5 minutes because you're so immersed in that moment. You know, we all have those moments. You're immersed in the moment. Time just flies. Do you ever have something fall out of your cabinet? It's like slow motion. Whoa, that thing's going to break. And you just catch it. Things move. Wow, time is an emotion. Time is a perception. What it really is a continuum of now moments. It's a moment now, and now, and now, and now, and all the nows in between those nows. I can't even say now fast enough. No, right? It's faster than that. It's a continuum of now moments. But when we can see that and we can live in that now moment when I'm totally present, there's no thought because that moment was here and gone. That's the moment when you're totally connected to the universe. That's the place where God is. God is in the stillness of vertical time. And that connection is when miracles happen. So when you read the book, You're More Powerful Than You Think, I have spiritual stories in there that happen. All of those happen in present time moments, in now moments where I got into presence and my desire to know my spirit or whatever that was, whatever I was asking for, came in that moment. We all have these. I want to help you not only to recognize these moments that you've already had, but to be able to recreate them. So now what we learn is our humanity lives in past, present, and future when our spirit lives in now moments. So our mind is merely a reference, right? We already know we are not our mind. It's a tool so we can eliminate past, present, and future, and we can have now time moments. Now a common belief is you can predict the future by looking at the past. Think about that. People that say that have very limiting beliefs. What do they mean? Your past determines your future. What do you think? After learning all this, does your past determine your future? Because if it does, you need to go back to H, okay? You need to go back, and you went through this way too fast, or you skipped a bunch of videos, or you didn't do the workshop, right? You didn't do the workbook. Go back to H, or you can just say, wow, I can see how not only did I create that, but I can look at the consciousness of others that are trapped in their mind, and they identify with it, and we can help them maybe advance their consciousness. How cool is that? So, as humans, because we think we're mind, we think, and that becomes our identity. We think our thoughts are our identity. Why? Because we feel them in our body. In reality, they're derived from my mind, and then we become imprisoned in our past, which we already know. So we already know the mind is like a filing cabinet. We feel our thoughts, we feel our emotions. Thought is a process. Thought is a process. You are consciousness. Consciousness, spirit, divinity is who you are. Thought is what you do. Thought is not who we are. Thought is what you do. Consciousness is before the process of thought. So I exist before thought. That brings you into vertical time. Wow, that's pretty intense. We exist and we are before thought. That means our thought is second, which means if we're first, we can have dominion and power over our thoughts to have spiritual consciousness because we can have the thoughts of God. We can have the thoughts of divinity. We can think from all possibility. That's where visionaries come from. Do you ever have visions? You have this great idea. Okay, here's a really big thing we're going to get to on Establish Your Purpose. You have visions of what you're supposed to do, and sometimes it's so big it's scary. You go, ah! Right? I did that. I've had visions where I'm supposed to do this. It turns out that's what I'm doing now. However, decades ago, I was like, I don't want to do that. That's way too scary, blah, blah. You know what? Hey, what you're going to learn, establish purpose and mission. If it's not scary, then it's not that friggin' interesting. How about that? If you're not scared by your vision, it's not that interesting. So if you're scared, you are exactly on the right path, but that's the E chapter. So let's get back to this. You are consciousness. Thought is a process. Consciousness is who you are. Thought is what you do. So our spirit can have dominion over our mind. We can have spiritual thoughts. So since you are not your mind, then you are not thinking. Now we think, it doesn't mean I don't think, but I'm not the thought process. I can influence thought process with divine consciousness. So when I'm in fear, I know it's not me. I know it's my mind looking at past, present, and future. When I'm in fear, I'm questioning love. I know that's not me because I am love. So thought is what we do. Consciousness is who we are. You guys getting this? Because this is big, man. This is life-changing. This is all about vertical time. We know our mind seeks to protect. We already went through that. Yet your path on your soul purpose is already ordered, and we have to tap into our spirit. So how do we tap into our spirit? We have to get out of living in incessant thought. How do we do that? By being consciousness first, by coming into vertical time. The way our spirit talks to us when we come into presence is by quieting our mind. How do we quiet our mind? H-E-A. You heard me. H-E-A. That's how we do it. So when we live in now and we have present time consciousness and we realize we're conscious before thought, then we hear the whispers. Then we hear the whispers. So we have to come into present time. Okay? That's our responsibility. So let's take you through an exercise. What we're going to do is take you through an exercise where you experience. What do? Experience vertical time. Now this, gang, this is such a powerful tool because when you can repeat this, remember, we have to condition this into us. So we drive it in our nervous system so at any moment we can come into vertical time. At any moment, with a breath, we become mindful. That's why we do breathing. Breath takes us out of our mind. When we focus on our breath, it takes us out of thought. So how do we always start every step? Take a deep breath. Relax your body. Whoa, good thing I'm a chiropractor. I have a loose neck right here. Okay, loose body. They're shaking their heads behind the cameras. Take a breath. Draw that energy. Fill it with your body. We're connected to the earth is alive. We're a biological being. The earth is Look at this. Are you bringing energy up? Look at my body language. Bring it up. Radiate out. Radiate it out. Radiate it out. Breathe in. This is like mercury in a thermometer. Energy. 7 chakras. Wow. We have all the colors of a chakra. Our body's like a rainbow. Look at all these colors and energy coming from us. Yet our consciousness is above here. 7th chakra is connected to universal consciousness. Just on a personal note, when I want to get in universal consciousness, I breathe and I take my consciousness above my head. Close my eyes and it's like I can see the world from a universal perspective. This is my body, and we can elevate our spirit into that 7th chakra and see and learn and solve problems and get our visions and things we're supposed to do connected to consciousness. That's a little tidbit, a little extra there. Take a deep breath. Okay? Now, from a book that was written by Anna Wise, Awakening the Mind, a guide to harnessing power of your brain waves. Whoa, how'd you like to harness power of your brain waves? What you do is you raise your eyes into your forehead. This is a big NLP thing. And what that does is that puts you into alpha and slower brain waves. Alpha is meditation. Theta starts connecting with the universe. Delta, you're connecting with the universe. I breathe in. I can either keep my eyes open or close them. When I look up into my frontal lobe, it slows our brain waves down and we focus on our breath. We feel peace, love, and joy. Now here's what I feel. Remember that thin plane? That's all I feel. A second ago is gone. Doesn't even exist. A second from now it doesn't exist, but I have joy. Why? Because in the next now moment is joy and more joy and more joy. I'm just compounding joy right now. Okay? That's what we're doing. This is compounded joy. And I'm in this moment. So what do? I feel my body. I feel it now. That's what I feel. Feel the life force in your body. Feel your energy. You're in that plane. Right? Now imagine under the shower, washing away the last moment, everything behind you. Breathe in joy and love, white light. Ah, that cool shower. Man, I'm in Florida. It's a little bit humid in here, kind of working up a sweat. What's that cold shower going to feel like when I get back to my hotel? Ah, wash away the past. Man, wash away the past. I only exist right now in this moment. What's the next moment? Doesn't matter. It's not here. It's right now. It's right now. Feel time is vertical. Breathe it again. Feel that joy. Feel the waterfall washing away. Feel your spirit at its highest consciousness. Feel pure consciousness. I am. Say, I am. Breathe it in. I am. That's all it needs. I am. You are. Feel that energy in your spirit. Now remember, memorize this. Remember this moment. Do it over and over again. So no matter what you're experiencing, remember the mindful exercise we just went through? So when I'm immersed in something, I come into present time. Man, I can evaluate. Okay, I'm in a higher consciousness already. Now I can look at meaning and focus. When I'm anxious and I'm stressed and I'm in traffic, right, what can I do? I feel peace. When I'm worried about something in the future, what about this? And I got to do this. And what about, I can go from my humanity to my divinity. Like that. So if you think it takes a minute, it's only because you haven't practiced. But when you practice, then it only takes one breath. Okay, you guys, this is how to remember, not return, but remember that we are joy, peace, love, pure consciousness that can live in present time. By the way, when you have a problem in your life and you want a solution, come into present time and solve that problem from peace, joy, love, and a higher consciousness. And your best solution, love, is always the answer. Right? So you get yourself in that state. And then what can I do? Then my mind can find a solution from love. How do we do that? Vertical time.